Hello everyone, Josh first back again, bringing you guys some more OverHit content. Today, I just want to talk a little bit about my team comp that I used to beat the Collete missions all the way up through extreme difficulty, as well as using the same team to clear all of normal story, fully 3-star cleared as well on that. So, very cool team that I put together here. I feel like it's a pretty common team. A lot of you may already have this team with maybe one or two differences. So let's go ahead and take a look at the team real quick. Alright, so we have Ash, Sophia, Darkel, Teze, and Cicero. Now, Cicero, a character that everybody starts with, as well as Sophia +1 and an Ash +1. Everybody should have those three characters. Very powerful characters, very good synergy between the three. You have an attack down on your S2 with Ash, a very good single target DPS on his S1. You have the revival and amazing HP recovery with Sophia. You have that tankiness as well as the pretty decent damage out of his S2 as well. And on top of that, HP recovery from Cicero, which is just an amazing tank. The only differences were probably going to be the other two units. Right now I'm running Darkel and Teze. Maybe not everybody has those two units. Teze being the best single target DPSer right now currently in the game. She'll really carry you through a lot of harder stages. Now, keep in mind there are two stages which we will talk about that may cause you a little bit of trouble in normal story when you're progressing. Darkel is a very underrated character. I just don't think a lot of people talk enough about him. His S1 is where the magic is. He's got a very high multiplier for DPS on his S1 with a bonus poison if he gets it off. It's not necessary, but it's a nice little bonus. But nonetheless, he's kind of like a mini AoE nuker for me. He's just really good in all forms of content. He's good in the Ligenstein boss raid. He is good in PvP, helping you get rid of some of those annoying back rows because that high-end DPS on his S1 with his AoE. And he also provides you really good versatility in AoE cleave with another fellow DPSer such as Ash and Teze in this case in PvE. So Darkel is just absolutely amazing. I just feel like not enough people give him enough credit. I just think he's very good. Of course, he's good on the tier list. I just don't think a lot of people look at him and think, damn, he's a really good character. I need to build him up. But if you don't got Angelo, Darkel is definitely the way to go. I feel like if you don't got Angelo, Darkel is definitely the way to go for PvE and PvP because of just that DPS on his S1 is just amazing. So you guys pretty much know most of these characters by now if you've been playing. Again, Cicero is literally the MVP. He's a lifesaver. He's keeping the other units alive in the background, which allows for Sophia to keep setting up for those heals, to keep everybody on their toes. Just absolutely a great team in my opinion. Darkel might be the only one that I might consider actually squeezing out for somebody else in the future. Preferably maybe another, either an Angelo if I can get enough copies of him. I've not gotten one copy yet, but if I start getting a couple copies of Angelo, I might replace Darkel with that regard. Maybe with my Collete, because my Collete I've pulled 2 Collete so far, spoiler alert, and I might get another one from her event. So, she's already going to be a +2, so maybe I might consider throwing her in there. I don't know yet. Darkel is just a really hard character to squeeze out of my team at the moment because she's done so well. So, when I beat 1510 on normal, I was around like 45,000 combat ability. Now, combat ability is not everything. It all comes down to skills, team comps, gear, a lot of various things that you need to do. It's not all just about how much combat ability can you raise to clear content, because some people that might have 60,000 combat ability, they might not have a good team comp and they might struggle, whereas I completely blitzed through it at only 45k. So there's a 15k difference, but I still came out on top. So there could be situations like that you got to consider and definitely want to look into and understand when it comes to synergy with your different units, what works well with others, what units do you have the most investment into, and et cetera, et cetera. The most invested into unit, obviously, that I have on my team right now is Cicero, who, of course, is an A grade. He has his abilities completely maxed out. His defense is over 4,600. His speed's up to 23. His physical attack is over 4,000. He's got 14,000 HP. Now, keep in mind, I only have a few pieces of 4-star gear. I do not have any 5-star gear yet, which I will be working on the next couple of days, trying to start getting some 5-star gear here on my characters. And in case some of you are wondering, how do you make 5-star gear? I have a tutorial for that here on the channel. Definitely check that out. It may help you out. And if so, that's awesome. So that's just a little bit of kind of what I'm doing with my team right now. Let's go ahead and just show you where I've gotten in campaign and then in Colette's mission, and then talk a little bit about the couple stages that you may run into that may kind of slow down progress. So as you can see on hard mode, I've already made it up to chapter 4. I'm almost done with chapter 4. We're going to be going into chapter 5 soon on hard mode. I've already 3-star cleared chapter 1 and 2. I'm going to have to go back and do 3 and 4, obviously. On story mode of story, I've completely 3-star cleared everything. Never even had to do a retry once, thankfully. Now, with that said, there are 2 stages on normal story mode that you may have some issues with. One of which will be 810. And what is on 810? I'm going to go ahead and show you. 810 is actually Leigenstein, the actual blue raid boss. If you don't have a wind unit, possibly this may be a little bit of a difficult stage, depending on how much you've developed your characters before you've gotten this far. Some players may play a little bit slow, and they might just develop a lot of characters beforehand and are kind of overcompensated by the time they get to later stages of story. Some are trying to blitz through story, and then they'll hit a wall quickly, and this may be that first wall that you may hit. Again, Dark Hell really carried me hardcore through here, taking out most of the minions, and got me to the boss stage with pretty much everyone max HP at that point, so I was able to go in and do my combos. I had my skill cooldowns already ready to go for Sophia, and I'm having a brain fart. But anywho, so yes, having a strong DPS win unit, either a single target or an AoE, might do you justice here in Leigenstein stage. Or if you have a really strong DPS, like Teze, for example, definitely a good unit to use as well. Ashe will not do you so much here at all. You actually might want to be careful running Ashe here. You might want to put him in the back, like way back row, to try and protect him somewhat, so he's not taking as much damage. His attack down is still useful, though, because it is 100% success rate, so still very good there. But yeah, just some little helpful tips there, hopefully to get you through Leigenstein. Something to look out for sure. And by the way, when I had my brain fart, it was Cicero that I was trying to tell you that he was very, very good here. He was a lifesaver as always. He's just good in everything. I mean, what can't Cicero do? He's just a god in this game. All right, let's just keep going. The next stage that you're going to have a little bit of trouble with is going to be 1310. Again, it's going to be another raid boss, but this one will be the dark raid boss, Fafnir. Fafnir is going to be a pain in the butt. He will do a lot of AoE damage. He may even one-shot some of your teams, including Cicero, if he's not built up properly by this stage. So Fafnir might be a stonewall for some of you in terms of progressing through story, something to definitely prepare for. He is a dark type, so he does not technically have really any weakness. He does have neutral damage, of course, with light type, so you could run like an SR Gleck or even an SR Dominique. Both of them have very strong single target, and Dominique is actually a new SR. She actually does more damage to dark types as well, so she's going to be very good there. So if any of you have an SR Gleck laying around, or possibly an SR Dominique, and you get a couple SR tickets, it might be worth maybe throwing a dupe or two into those to be prepared to be able to deal with Fafnir when you get this far. Otherwise, if you have a strong DPS again like Teze, if you have a very well built up Cicero, and Ashe will do some work here as well, then you might be able to get through it pretty okay. But it's definitely going to be a obstacle for some of you, so it's just something to look out for. All right. Now, with all that said, let's just go ahead and go back to the lobby. So you've seen my team, you've seen kind of what I use, you see that how far I've gotten in story, and now we'll go to Collete real quick. And again, as you can see, I've made it through extreme. I'm gonna have to go back and beat 1-3 again because I had a little bit of bad RNG there, and it cost me in the boss fight or the third wave fight, and I ended up not getting a full 3-star clear, unfortunately. So I have to go back and do that. But what team did I use? It was the same exact team that I just showed you. And again, a unit that put in work here was Dark Hell. He did so much work. He was the MVP completely of this entire event. Like I said, just very underrated character. I feel a lot of people aren't talking about him. Maybe you should. He's very, very good. Other good units that you could use in here are Ren, Leica, Victoria. Just some very good SRs that could really help you get through here. Some SSRs as well. So if you have any of those units laying around, they might be able to help you get through extreme if you are having a little bit of a struggle there. But with all that said, guys, I hope you guys all enjoyed the video. I just wanted to have a little breakdown, kind of what I've been up to here on the account since I left my stream yesterday. And definitely stay tuned because our next video is going to be me doing, I believe, 10 multi-summons. So get ready for that. I hope you guys are excited. Hopefully we can pull some fire, and I'll catch you guys there. Be sure to subscribe for more OverHit content here on the channel, as always. And don't forget to also join us in the description below. Leave Comment if you want to as well. And subscribe, of course, if you're new. I think I said that twice. But hey, why not? Until then, hope you guys all have a good day wherever you are. Until then, peace.